traffic was bad coming in here today. Traffic was also bad up there on San Luca yesterday. Was that part of the reason for the positioning and missing out, or a little bit of the legs?
It just wasn't there, really didn't had quite much chance. It was yesterday. Still we are here. Everything is fine, and up to the next ones.
Is there any sense of panic, or are you experienced enough to know that, hey, we still got 19 days of racing?
Not really. I mean, still you always prefer to be than 20 seconds in front than 20 behind. But the differences at the end will be minutes between everyone. So the main thing is still the same, going through day by day, and find for opportunities.
Some said that maybe you worked more on your long climbs and less on your explosive efforts, and maybe that was the reason for you not being with Pogacar and Vingegaard yesterday.
Like I said, the fact is I wasn't there. I wasn't in position even, was not much to do then.
Surprised by Jonas yesterday?
Not really. He's just quite repeating the way of the last years, no? Guys are riding strong, and we need to work on ourselves to the things that we can manage better, that's the point. Thank you.
Well, the tour's officially started. You're a little bit banged up. Are you okay starting stage 3, Matteo?
I am okay. I'm actually totally fine. I was quite surprised. I went down at pretty high speed, but I got up and shook myself off, and somehow I'm feeling pretty okay.
And then were you able to bounce back? Looked like you were able to bounce back. Were you able to bounce back quite well there on San Luca? And what did you make of how Jonas was riding yesterday up there with Pogacar?
Yeah, Jonas was really flying. I was just super happy to see that, because we went into this tour with a lot of doubts around Wout and Jonas. In the past 2 days, we put all those doubts to rest now. So it's a really just makes me happy and motivates me, and gives us a dream to fight for again.
I tell you say all those doubts to rest. We've seen these obviously fresh, and on the explosive efforts he can go with Pogacar. Does that also mean that he should be able to ride like his normal self on the high mountain, in the high mountains?
We hope so. We hope so for sure. I think actually, in my view, the explosive efforts are where he was going to lack the most. The longer threshold efforts and high mountains at altitude, he should be fine, because he did a lot of altitude work, but it's just only time will tell, really.
Be afraid is your message.
Sure.
No heat vests for you today. Does that mean you mean business, or that you're not so interested in the stage win today?
Up to you to decide. But yesterday I got extra small, and it was not comfortable at all. So that's actually the main reason. And maybe it's also a bit less hot.
Talking about things being uncomfortable, you had a little crash yesterday. Are there any after effects of that?
Hopefully not too much. At least yesterday evening it felt quite okay. Also during the stage I was still on a good level, so I had some road rash here on the back and a bit of stiff muscles, but it was a good slide.
Are you having freedom? Will you have a chance to go for a sprint already today?
Yeah, of course I always have the freedom if I want it, so that's not an issue.
You have the legs.
The first day I had a really good sprint, but on the other hand, it's a completely different sprint when the super fast guys are dropped, and it's been a hard stage. So today will be a big fight with a lot of sprinters. So it's a completely different story.
As a team, how much are you gonna invest, or is it just you on your own today?
Ideally I will have Christoph to position me. So, but then still we need to find our way a bit. We don't have the whole team, of course, and the other ones will focus on keeping Jonas safe.
With everything, are you confident?
Sorry?
With everything, the building up and also the Belgian championships and everything, are you confident?
Especially after the stage Saturday, I feel a lot more confident than before. We're in the race. We had a really good first weekend for us, and yeah, I think we have more confidence than 2 days ago.
Yeah, all right. First sprint day, so yeah, should be fun.
Is it just taking it easy, 230 kilometers in the Italian sunshine?
Yeah, I mean, most likely. If I remember last year's first sprint, nobody wanted to go in the break for the first 100, 120k. So yeah, we'll see. It'll be a long day, but yeah, the final's going to be pretty fast, I reckon.
What's your feeling coming into this Tour de France? What kind of vintage is it? How are you reading it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the level is super high. We've got all the big champions of our sport for one of the first time altogether. So yeah, we started with 2 super hard days, really hot here. So yeah, should be a good one.
And it's great to see already one of the 3 Canadians up there with Hugo on the attack yesterday. I mean, you guys have options. Also, with how Derek G was riding in the Dauphiné, there's a lot of promise for maybe a three-peat.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're here to win a stage. Yesterday, we felt could be an opportunity. In the end, we were right. We worked hard to be in the break. Hugo was there. So every day we just got to take our chances. But yeah, we have a good team here. So boys are in shape, and hopefully we can win a stage this year again.
Now, we don't always think of you as a killer stage winner. Do you have opportunities, or is it always working for not only fellow Canadians but also Neylands and Fuglsang, these guys?
Yeah, I think it's in the start of the stage. Like yesterday, I was pretty active to make sure like we control the break. We're there. I mean, one of those days I might end up in the break with one of them, but usually the breakaway stages are pretty hilly. So yeah, my job is mainly to help the guys be in the break, and then focusing a lot on the sprint days with Pascal. Here as well, so yeah, very much of a team player, but yeah, also you never know what can happen. If an opportunity comes up, then I'm there to grab it for sure.
We were really excited at the Dauphiné, seeing Derek get a stage win and then fighting on for 3rd place overall behind none other than Primoz Roglic. What were you feeling watching that race from afar, and then what's kind of the vibe and the excitement for you and him heading into this Tour de France?
Yeah, it was super exciting. Personally, I wasn't surprised because we knew he had a big engine. What he did in the Giro last year was pretty impressive. But yeah, it's super exciting to see, especially a young Canadian come up and riding at this level. It gives everyone motivation on the team, and then I'm sure day will come in this tour where he'll be fighting for a stage win.
Do you have to tell him to cool his jets every now and then? I mean, maybe last year he was doing too much in the Giro. Do you think he's maybe kind of has too much enthusiasm at times?
Well, I think he's pretty level-headed, and then. We got an amazing group of directors, Steve Bauer, Sam Bewley, just here to guide him through. And obviously, the more experienced guys, we try to give him some input. But at the end of the day, he's the only one who feels his legs and knows what he's got in them. So you also have to follow your instinct. And if your instinct tells you to go up the road the last 5 days of the tour, then that's what you should do.
It paid off in the Dauphiné. 230 kilometers. Enjoy it out there. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Ciao.
See you, buddy.
Today, do you get a sense already for how you've recovered from the exertions of the last 2 days?
Yeah, I'm tired. I think everyone's tired. I think a lot of the talk is, a lot of people are cooked. Okay, the terrain, the nature of the race, and the heat has taken a lot out of people. So I guess everyone's in the same boat. Obviously, you'd like to sprint on fresher legs. But we get through 230 kilometres plus another 10. We're up at 6:30 this morning because we had 180 kilometres in the bus. It's not something I'm used to with 15 Tour de France's, to do that in the first week. But like I said, everyone's in the same boat, so we just get on with it, don't we?
I don't know if you believe in omens, Mark, but you won in Turin, of course, Milano-Torino, the oldest one-day classic in the world. But talk to us about the last kilometre. There are a couple of nasty left-hand turns.
Yeah, I think everything's going to be about the 9 kilometres before. That's where the legs and the position is going to work the most. And then you need to be at the front, obviously, in the last corners, but that I think anybody can understand. My 6-year-old will be able to tell you that. But 700 metres in the final after those corners, it's enough to get wound up. I ideally like a little bit longer. But I have a great couple of guys to get me through those final corners. Obviously, Morkov in that final straight knows exactly what he's doing. That's tried and tested for many years now. And as we've seen Case Ball this year, getting into those corners through them, judging his effort through those last corners, he's very, very, very good at that. So I'm very lucky that I have probably the best group of guys for this final, and I put my trust in them, and hopefully we can do it.
Jasper, what are we looking at today? What are the dangers, and who are the big rivals for you?
I think a lot of big rivals. Definitely the start of the tour, everybody is up there and wanting to take a stage. Today is the first good opportunity for us, so I'm looking forward.
230 kilometers, that's a long haul, but those last 3 kilometers or so, how are they for you? Can you describe those?
Yeah, I think the final straight, 750 meters, quite a nice long straight road. So I think the strong teams can produce their power and line up quite well.
How did you get through the first 2 stages, also in the heat and with the climbs and so on?
Yeah, I suffered from the heat first stage definitely, but yesterday was already better. So I'm for sure I feel already in the legs, but thanks for everybody.
And what about the team and the lead out with Matteo? He also seemed to be coping a little bit bad with the heat the last couple of days. Are you guys confident that you have the team for the lead out for you as well?
Yeah, I think we built a team more about sprints and lead out. So of course I think we can be confident that we can be up there in the final, but of course it won't be easy. There's still a lot of other teams with strong guys.
Jasper, the headline in L'Equipe today, Jasper Philipsen, I try to be a nice guy, but it's difficult sometimes in the Tour de France. Expand on that for us.
I think out of cycling we're just normal human, but of course in the race we also do try to do everything to get a stage win. Sprinting is always tense. Sprinting is always maybe sometimes risks involves, but that's sadly part of the game.
In the same interview you talk about your respect for Mark Cavendish. What do you admire most about his career?
I admire a lot. It's incredible to count all his numbers of wins. The years he's up there fighting for the best. For sure after the tour and after the season, he can look back at an amazing career. Thank you.
In the hometown of Giorgio Armani, you turn up with glasses like that. Do you think Armani would approve of that look?
Maybe, I don't know if he like these glasses, but for me it's okay. And what you saw, Oakley do all the same with the aero glasses and everything. And I asked Seacon and they say, we work on that. And it was already, but now they give it to me in the tour, and it's good.
So it's a performance aid. It's not purely for aesthetics and style.
No. I like the glasses, and in sprinting you want so fast as possible, and if you can change small things, then it can change a lot.
Dylan, 2 left-hand, 90-degree turns in the last kilometre. What's the key on those 2 corners?
Yeah, actually it's easy, be in good position and that's it. But I think everyone wants the same. First sprint stage always hectic. Everybody feeling fresh, already fresh after 2 hard days. But I think it will be chaos and hectic, and hopefully the best one win.
What do you expect out of your team, J.K. Lula, and what do you expect from rival teams? Who do you expect to really control things?
I think if you mean the control for the breakaway, I think it will be us. Maybe DSM. Of course, Alpecin. So
And then for the sprint, DSM, Alpecin.
Yeah, every team who has a sprinter go for it. So that will be a lot today, and it will be every week less and less. So it will be easier and easier every week. But today, it's the first stage is always hectic.
Do you have the winning legs coming into this Tour de France?
I think so. I'm feeling really good the last weeks. Everything looked good. Now it's all about the good positioning, and then launch my sprint.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I don't know. The first 2 days were okay. Get the first sprint out of the way. The thing about it is we've had 2 days to get into the race. If the sprint was the very first stage, it's always more nervous, and you have the, like, regardless of whether it was the sprint or not, you have the nerves of it. Like, you're nervous because it's the start of the tour in general. But now you could have time to get into the race, and it's just a sprint of the tour now. So yeah, I think there's not much more I can do now at this stage. I just have to go and race and hope that it's there.
And just talk to us a bit about your lead-out train. You've obviously got lots of goals to team in this tour, but how many men are at your disposal?
Yeah, I'll have Bruno, Paul, Dorian, Ollie, myself. I think it'll be more myself and Ollie in the final, kind of surfing. Just because he's so experienced and smooth, he'll be able to guide me through and create the gaps and make it easy for me to follow. So yeah, that'll be it'll be just kind of a little bit of a lottery. It'll be calculated moves, but yeah, I'm bad at maths.
What's the enthusiasm coming into this tour with decathlon and the motivation?
Sorry, say that again.
What's the enthusiasm for you and the motivation coming in with this new team decathlon?
Yeah, I mean, French team, French sponsors, French race, biggest race in the world, so it'd be something special if we could win here and pay them back for their confidence in me.
Everything seems to be clicking this year too.
Yeah, I mean, the team is riding absolutely fantastically, and it's just continue to grow, and it's getting better and better.
Well, first Tour de France, and this is a big one, and before you get to the sprint, 230 kilometers. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready for this bunch sprint. For sure, it's a long stage, 2:30, so we will see.
Is it proud to be wearing that Belgian jersey as well in the Tour de France?
Yeah, for sure. To participate in my first Tour de France with this jersey, it's just amazing for me. We try to get a good result today, but with our pressure.
Oh no, I've heard that Mark Cavendish fears you as much as anyone in this tour, in the sprint. How does that make you feel? Mark Cavendish fears you. He's worried about you as much as any other sprinter in this tour. How does that make you feel?
I don't understand the question.
Cavendish, il a peur de vous.
Yeah, but Cavendish still with 34 victories in his career, so he have a lot of experience. So maybe he's scared about me, but me, it's Jasper Philipsen. I think the big favorite for today.